All right, so what we're gonna do today is we're gonna put some roof marker lights on a vehicle that doesn't come with them. This is a 2004 Chevy Tahoe. As you see, I've got the lift with the big wheels and big tires on it. Put the, I call them diesel mirrors, but the tow mirrors on it. I tow a relatively decent sized boat with it. Don't mind the dirt and everything. Haven't cleaned it in a while. But yeah, we're gonna do that. So I got the smoked lenses on the marker lights from Amazon. I don't really care much for the hardware that they gave me. It was some kind of little like sheet metal screws. We're gonna use this. Okay, so what that is, if the camera would focus, it's a stainless screw. I'll tell you the size. It's 10 by 24 by 1 3/4 inches, which is actually the size screw that it came with, but I decided to go with a stainless steel machine screw. And then this is actually called a it's a rivet nut. It's a hidden nut. So you basically drill your holes. Now it's going to be permanent. You drill your holes and you put this in it and you use the rivet tool and it pops it up, and that'll be in place forever. But the good thing about that is whenever you need to change it, you'll be able to just pull the lights off, put new ones in, and screw it back in. I'm probably going to put a little blue Loctite on here. Don't go red because you want to be able to get it off if you need to. And I may put a little rubber washer, may even put an O-ring in between the screw and the housing. Okay, next up, I decided to go ahead and tape up the whole front portion of the roof. Okay, that's basically so when you go to drill, you don't want to tear up any paint. I mean, I've still got to polish the rest of it, but you can see the part that has been polished comes out pretty decently. I'm probably gonna get a few unlikes for this. I'm not taking any factory measurements because, as you know, Tahoes didn't come with marker lights. I'm gonna find center. My wife come out and hold part of the tape measure. We're gonna measure and find center, which I'm gonna assume is gonna be somewhere around here, right around here, but I'm gonna measure it. I have seen a few of the other guys that measure them. I think they go like 4.5 inches from here. I've got to measure and make sure that this isn't gonna be in the way. So I'm gonna make it work, but I'm gonna just make it work on both sides. And I believe the rule of thumb is 5.5 inches from here. So I'm gonna play with it and see what it looks like. I'll show you what the next part is. I've cut out templates to just test it out with. Drawing out the templates so I can measure it. Got our center mark lined up. Actually measured the sunroof also, so it lines up with the back. I've got her keeping a hand on it. That was pretty dang center to me. It's obviously hard to tell with the tape, but that's center to me. Go ahead and mark the bolt holes. Go ahead and start drilling her out. After measuring about 37 times back and forth, kind of stuck them up there on top of the templates. I even took measurements from the corners of the sunroof. If you've got a sunroof, that'll help. If not, just use the measurements from the front. Obviously, I wrote a few things up here. I went, so you see, this curves. Kind of went where it straightened out a little bit back here, and then took 3 inches to the end. Okay, and then you can see my template right here. I've got the holes punched already, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take the punch through the holes to mark it. All my templates even have a hole cut out of them for the wiring. But yeah, so if you look here, it's 3 3/4 to the corner of the sunroof. Guess we'll see how it looks with holes in it. Punch. Got the holes marked for the screws. You can see right here. They're all marked for all the screws. Punch. Get a good punch. Middle. off if I can see them. The next thing I'm gonna do, drill a couple of pilot holes, a little bitty drill bit, carefully. Start all three. And then just pray they're in the right spot. And what we do is switch drill bits. 5/16 drill bit. And then we see. Okay, so the camera cut out in the last video, sorry about that, but here's what we're talking about. We took those little, the rivet nuts, we drilled the holes, and don't worry about this is just black spray paint. I put in the holes, I didn't want it to rust. Yeah, that's that. I mean, it's not going anywhere. So, yeah, a couple of holes to pop in here. I actually wound up having to use a step bit, opening this hole up a little bit more just to give me a little bit of wiggle room, because for whatever reason it didn't want to line up super perfectly, even though I measured them with the template. So just be mindful of that. Well, that's that. That's one of them. I have to put a little touch up on this. I didn't do that. Yeah, it's in there secure. I'm gonna probably have to loosen it up just to extend the wires, but I wanted to get them mounted in because, again, with these little screws here, you're not in jeopardy of stripping out your roof if you have to take it out, make adjustments, whatever. So you pop them off, everything's right there, easy peasy. So I guess I'll pop the holes in the next one, and I'll do a video of when we go to start the wiring process. But yeah, I'm really happy with how that looks. Get the rest put up and cleaned up, and hopefully have this thing running with them on tonight. Alright, so back again talking about, these are the little rivets. It's a little rivet gun from Harbor Freight. It was like 25 bucks, but it came with the rivets. I'm not using these. I actually got these are aluminum so it won't rust. I'm gonna go ahead and thread it on, just like that. You pop it in your hole, make sure it's nice and secure, give it a squeeze, and then you're gonna let go. It's still kind of loose, so you tighten this up a little bit more, and you pull it again, and now she's not going anywhere. And you unscrew it. My dad wanted to make sure that you guys know that if you use the Harbor Freight tool a few too many times, it's going to give you a paya, and it's going to be broke. But, you know, he's a body guy. He's been doing it for his whole life, so he believes in snap-on tools, and I don't blame him. But for these little jobs that I'm doing, there it is. It's in there. So what's nice is you put this on. You ever have to change it, you pull it off and put new ones in. Go ahead and finish this up and set it on its way. A little walk around. They're all installed. Get ready to pull it apart and do the wiring. Super clean install. I mean, literally looks like it could have came from the factory like this. Just got some metal shavings to vacuum and blow out, but that's all right. But yeah, super clean install. I mean, they're not going anywhere. And the fun thing is, I'm actually gonna take these back off after I wire everything. I'm gonna put a washer or something, a rubber washer underneath the screw head. Just I'm a OCD person, so any and extra efforts to prevent leakage I'm gonna take. But hell yeah, I think it came out pretty darn good. Don't mind that headliner. We're getting ready to do a suede wrapped headliner in this one soon. But yeah, I think it adds to the profile with the tow mirrors and everything. So it's pretty good. All right, real quick. I had to make extensions and I wanted to bring them all to like a central place. So I'm actually gonna hook the grounds up to right there. That's the center bolt for the middle light. So it's actually going through the roof. So it'll be a great ground. I'm just gonna run and get a what is it, 10 by 24 nut, and then put a end piece on here, and then just tap the ground right here, and that would be great for the ground. I still have to figure out a power source. As you can see, I don't have the sensor. It's buried in the dash. I changed this dash cap. It's a different model, so my sensor was bigger than the one that this dash came with, so it's just kind of buried in the dash somewhere. And it's kind of annoying because my dash lights are on all the time. If I can figure out a way to override it, I will. Or if I can just find another dash piece and do it the right way, I'll do that. But for right now, I want to tap it in. I'm probably gonna run the three reds. I'm actually gonna probably just run a line under here all the way to the back and just tap it into the tail light. All right, so I know a lot of you guys are gonna ask this. I ran the wire, came down to a pillar, okay. I could not find anything in here that wasn't gonna be just exclusive to the park lights. So I ran it through. It's not done yet, obviously gotta finish tucking, but it's gonna come all through here. It comes through here. I drilled a hole. It goes underneath, over the hitch and over the tire. And it's gonna come spit right back up right here. I'm gonna tap it into, I believe it's the brown wire right here on the taillight. And that's where I'm gonna get my power from, and it'll run with just the park lights. And end result, looks pretty good, I think.